again, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. This is going to be yet another segment of Mail Call where I can answer your questions face-to-face instead of trading emails. So let's get this started. This might be a little bit lengthy compared to other mail calls because I'm a little behind, and I have answered a lot of you back through the emails even after putting this video together. That's how many I had, and I appreciate that. Keep them coming. I will put the link down below where you can feed those emails, those questions to me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're also going to do and include another top 3 for year-end awards. That series is coming up shortly, and this category will be car shampoos. Before we get started, David Baldwin brought up a great point about the Bauer polishers. And if you remember, we did 2 reviews so far on the polishers. We did the first version of their entry-level 8mm throw. That one didn't turn out too well. The last one I did was on the 20mm throw. That was a little bit better, but still could use some improvements. And David got back to me and pointed out that either they're listening to this channel or another channel or all of our channels and have made improvements. And you guys know how much I like that. You remember when the last coat came out with the first version was not very good, and they listened and they went back to the drawing board, made improvements because they care about their product. Well, apparently Bauer is doing the same thing. The version that I viewed in my video was model number 64528. They have come out with an upgraded version, and it even looks a little bit different. It is more like the original Chicago Electric that Harbor Freight used to carry. This model number is 64529. That's the one to look for. I will tell you, however, in my area, I cannot find that model as of yet. Hopefully, if you're looking for an entry-level polisher, the 64529 is available in your area. Now, what have they done to improve? Well, where the field windings meet the commutator, I pointed out in my video that there was no epoxy. Where top-notch polishers will put an epoxy so that the windings will not come loose, cause a short, and you'll have some problems. Also, the bearings. The bearings are sealed and a higher quality. And also the PCB board, or the board that contains all the information to drive the polisher, was not coated. What does that coating do? Well, the coating protects it from dust and moisture, and again will avoid a short circuit. So one thing to look out for, again, model number 64529. It's going to be a little bit wider than the original 64528, and will emulate the old Chicago Electric, almost down to a T. So I just wanted to bring that up to your attention. Let's get started with the rest of mail call. So let's get to Alex's question. He is about ready to retire his Porter Cable 7424XP. He wants to know what's the next logical step. And for me, I'm going to recommend the Max Shine Pro 15mm polisher, dual action polisher. It's the great next step in your evolution of using a polisher, and it comes at a great price. And I have a lot of corrections on mine, by the way, and it has held up just fine so far. Question goes to Stephen Provan, and he's working on a Jeep. And before he lays down a coating, he wants to restore the plastic and then lay the coating on top of both the painted surfaces and the plastic trim. And he wants to know what to restore the plastic trim with. And I did a video on this maybe about a month ago, and this is the Renew Protect Black. And this is a great restoration product for plastic trim, and then you can coat on top of that product as well. That's what makes it great and unique. The coating bonds well to it, and cars coming back, Avalanches and Jeeps coming back with this product on it, have been holding up quite well so far. I hope that helps. The next question goes to Luke Tuttle, and his wife was in a little bit of a fender bender, and I'm glad to hear she's okay. You know, the vehicle's going to be fixed. You know, broken bones, having to go through rehab to heal from car accidents is An absolute nightmare. I know because I've been through it with a motorcycle, so I'm glad she's okay. Now, they're going to fix a couple different panels on his car, and he wants to know how long to wait before re-protecting because he has protection on the rest of the car. 60 to 90 days is the rule of thumb, but ask the body shop guy what type of clear he's putting on there and then what he recommends. But if you don't get that information, wait 60 to 90 days. If you can wait the full 90 days, that would be even better. All right, let's pause just for a second for another top three. This category will be car shampoos. Top three car shampoos altogether. And number one is going to be one that I'm out of, and that's Car Pro Reset. I'm out of it for a reason. I go through a ton of it. I love it. It has no dyes. It has no scent. It just goes to work. It has no gloss enhancers, no carnauba in it. It just straight up cleans. It produces plenty of foam, and I love it. Number two is one that I have a review coming out, and hopefully maybe I can put it out there tomorrow. This one is more along the same lines as Car Pro Reset. It just falls a little bit short with the suds power. Still impressive, but the cleaning power and the suds and Car Pro Reset, this is going to be 1B. So Car Pro 1A, this 1B. And then third place is one I reviewed probably at the beginning of my channel years ago, and I still love it, and this is Poor Boys World Super Slick and Suds. Fantastic. Again, no frills. They just went for straight up cleaning power, and that is what I love. Okay, next question goes to Darren. He watched a video and saw a couple write-ups on social media of detailers burning out and wanting to quit. Has that ever happened to you? A short answer, no, absolutely not. It does put a little bit of a strain on your body if you're not doing it right, if you're not doing it correctly. And hopefully I'm getting across how to do it correctly where you don't have to and it doesn't wear you out. You shouldn't be worn out at the end of the day from detailing. I did start detailing in the 80s. And I did venture off and try other things. For 15 years, I had a trucking company, and I have 750,000 miles worth of driving. I used to drive a Peterbilt twin screw and deliver forklifts for a company that sold them, and I would deliver them to whoever bought them. And near the end of that, while I did that, I was still detailing at night and on weekends. I could never give it up. But during the end of that career, I was having road rage because Pennsylvania roads are the absolute worst in the nation, just to be perfectly frank. Traffic tripled just in the last 2 years of driving. And the way people drive, pulling out in front of you, thinking you could stop on a dime when you have 4 or 5 forklifts that weigh 5,000 pounds each on the back of your truck. Nah, it was time to pack it in. So I haven't worked a day since I sold that company and started detailing. I love it. Never crossed my mind. And that was quite a few years ago that's happened. So it's been a stretch of about 17 years now that I've been detailing just about 7 days a week with just a few short breaks, and I don't feel worn down. Maybe I will one day, but I don't feel worn down mentally or physically because of it. I love it. I love it. It wakes me up every day with a smile on my face, knowing that I'm coming to work and spending time with beauties like this. What better job can you have? So I hope that helps answer your question. Okay, next question goes to Justin L. He's working on a Ford 350 GT, and it's a light gray color. He wants to know what will help that pop once he's finished working on it. So, LV403 is what you could use after your correction to remove any of the haze and the swirl marks from that correction. It will also lay down a nice layer of acrylic, which fills in the pores of the clear coat and is an excellent foundation layer for protection. You say you have some experience with a coating, then lay down a coating on top of that. And one of the best prosumer versions lately that anyone can order is Adam's Tracer coating, and it's a 5-year coating, and it's absolutely easy, very easy to apply and remove. I would recommend for those that want to lay down their first coating. That's how easy it is, and it's been holding up very well so far. The 5-year claim may be a little suspect, but I enjoy it so far. Everything about it. It's self-cleaning properties, anti-static, the gloss and shine it gives you, the water repelling properties. So after that, if you want to use something to top that and give yourself some of the best boost, Tax Shiny Wax or One Step. Master will work, any of the Turtle Wax SiO2 products. There are many out there that you've seen on my channel lately that have been just putting my gloss meter through the roof. Okay, next question goes to John Pivovarnik, and he's working on 03 Corvette. Yeah, of course, that's going to be stubborn clear coat. I love working with hard stubborn clear coat. I'd rather have that any day over soft, where it's really can be a bitch to finish up. It can fight you, hard to wipe some of these polishes and compounds off, and then if you have the wrong media to wipe off that, it can re-scratch it again. So I'd rather deal with these guys any day over some of the soft clears, although soft clear really does look fantastic when it's finished off right. So his car he's working on, the 03 Vet, has etching, and he tried 3,000 grit sandpaper and it didn't quite get it. So step 2, 2,000 or 2,500. You're going to be perfectly fine. Just do a pass until you get that milky sort of substance coming off the paper. That's when you're starting to actually get clear coat. Stop, clean it off, wipe it, check it. And if that removed the etching, then step down to 3,004 or 5,000 and you can polish out from there. No big deal. Just take your time, check your work often, and you will be fine. I have confidence in you guys. Okay, Mario Mifsud has a ceramic coating on his car, and he might have messed up a little bit while applying it. And hey, it happens to everybody. You live and you learn, you know, for next time. And to straighten that out, if it's fresh, you should have no problem whatsoever using a cleaner polish. If you would have caught it sooner, you could have reapplied the coating, and what that does is that reactivates it so you can remove any high spots or streaking. But if it's still fresh and it's 24 or 48 hours away or out from when you first applied it, just grab yourself a cleaner polish, something very mild, and that'll take care of it. If it's been there for quite some time, then you're going to have to use something like maybe 3D1, something a little bit more aggressive. Okay, next, Justin Heinz is working on a car, and a clear coat has tree sap that's been on there for what probably has been a very long time. It's etched deep. Removing it completely is huge, or a ghost or an outline will come back, even if you sort of wet sand and polish that off. It's just like water spotting. You have to get rid of those minerals first. That's the foremost step. So Citral 266, if it's fresh, if it's not, Goof Off Pro will get that off. Be patient with it. After that, wet sand. You can use 2,000 grit. If it's not too far, 3,000 grit, and that'll remove it. Just polish out from there. You'll be fine. Hey, Jeff Parks is working on single stage. I love single stage paint. That turns out fantastic when you do it right. And he wants to know what he can lay down for protection afterwards that will last. Well, first of all, when it comes to single stage paint, coatings, polymer sealants, or acrylic products to protect is the way I go. And I'm going to finish up with a product like Flash Pro or LVR 403 that has acrylic in it. And then after that cures up 24 to 48 hours later, I'm going to top that with the Class High Gloss Sealant. And that's also acrylic. And that leaves just an incredible gloss. It's going to leave you sheeting protection, so you won't have problems with water spots, and that's what I recommend. So I hope that helps. That was a little bit of a lengthy mail call, but I'm trying to catch up, and I really do appreciate your patience, and I appreciate the excellent questions that come in and always are keeping me on my toes. And you'll notice I'm not repeating myself with a lot of these questions because you guys have a lot of great questions, and I love it, and that's why I will supply the email link down below in the comments section and pin it so you know where to go with those questions. You guys are the best. I love you all, and I'll catch you in the next video.